Hello, good morning. This is basically we are talking about mastering Excel beginner level 3. Uh, so this is still considered as a very beginning stage. So I would like to repeat some of the formulas in the what we have done in the lecture 1 and 2, so that you get more familiar with the formulas and the setup of the file. So it will be very useful when we go to the expert level, so we no need to repeat the same things again. So what we have done here is we have already created a file just to show you how it's going to look like, but we will develop it from the scratch again just to make sure that you understand what we are trying to do. So if you look at it, this file is quite empty except the columns here. The columns runs all the way up to maximum, minimum, maximum, average. Okay, so just to avoid too much time consuming, I would like to copy paste the current set of values which is in this sheet here to here. Okay, now let's see how to navigate here. Okay, navigating here, you look at it, the mangoes is locked. Why is it locked? Yeah, you need to understand it. This is locked on the top, on this row and also this column. How to do that is go to view, unfreeze. Now you get the normal Excel setup. But when you want to lock at certain cell, you just go to that particular cell. For example, if you want to lock it here, go here and freeze the panels. So you get a very easy way to work on your file. So now let's do the annual total here. Okay, let's do the total here. The formula is equal sum and drag all the way up to January. Okay, next step, we want to do the average. Average. Same thing again, we just try to do it for the average. Now we want to do the minimum. Minimum. Same period, again we do the minimum. Maximum equal to max, same period. Okay, so now we have done all the 4 formulas which are quite useful for this file. So now I just want to drag it down all the way up to total. So let's remove the total first, so it's confusing for you. Okay, so let's look at the January data here. We want to make a total. So sum. Okay, here when I do this way, for example, all the way up to here, then I can also continue to do here. So the average gets a rubbish number, which is not true. We cannot do the average for a total. So let's copy paste the average here. So it becomes 55. So is the average is 55 in total? No. The reason behind it is because here it's appearing as 0 in the total. You want to set up the file for someone, some user, very not so much skillful in Excel. So how to avoid this error here? So let's start using if. Is a new formula for you. If it's a same. So the logical test behind it. So if the sum of this period, these items are greater than 0, then you do the sum of the same period, close the bracket. If not, what else you want to do? You want to do nothing. So for nothing, this is the symbol in Excel. So now you see the total has disappeared, and when I just do undo here, look at this 60 here. When I undo here, it's become 55. Very interesting. So this is a very good formula for you. So you just drag it down all the way. Okay. So then you need to drag it also to the left side. So in Excel, when you drag it down the formula, for example, so yeah, we need to just something went wrong. Let me just double check it. I'm redoing it, removing this one, making a total here, making a total here, then making the total for the average, which is not right. Yes, 55. Okay, never mind, let's do it again here. If sum of these values here is more than 0, then make the sum of these values here. If not, do nothing. That's what the symbol in Excel. Okay, now you get 202. So I want to copy this formula all the way up to December. Okay, now the average becomes 220. Yeah, now the formula is quite set. Okay, again we want to do the average for this total here. It's 30.4 here. See, there is an error comes out. So how to avoid this error? You can just do this way. If this value is bigger than 0, then average otherwise we just do nothing. So let's test this formula here again. No, it doesn't work. If it's bigger, then do take the average. E7 to E13. Okay. Okay, we are just getting back where we started stop just now. The if work doesn't work here, so what we should do is we need to do a formula which calls if the sum of E7 to E12, this period, if the sum is if the sum is not equal to 0, if the sum is not equal to 0, then show us the average. Otherwise, don't show the average. So let's test this side. It's working. So the same, we need to make sure the formulas are consistent across the file. Okay, so this is working. So now I'm a little bit getting lazier, so I just want to copy paste some of the formulas here. So what I can do, I just drag it. If the sum of B7 is not equal to 0, instead of average, I just change it to max. So I get the formula again. The max is working quite nice. Now again I'm lazy, so I just want to, okay, what is the difference between when you drag? You see the drag doesn't work very well. Minimum becomes 220 because it refers to the wrong cell. So the dragging doesn't work. Dragging at the corner doesn't work for cut copy. So but this way, when you move the cell, the formulas are intact except the maximum. We just need to change it to minimum. So I just change it to minimum. I'm just showing you all the shortcuts what is available, so that along the way you will manage to capture the why we are doing this way. So now everything looks fine. Let's test this same formula here. Copy these 3 cells, copy here, and then paste it along. Let's see whether it's working or not. Yeah, it's working. So except the decimal place, we just need to correct it here. So total average is 110. No, this is not 110. So this 110, it shows the average of N7 with us N18. Okay, for the whole year average, it's quite clear. So this is 110, 110.2. Okay, this is the same. So over here the maximum is 78, and over here the maximum is 210. So it's depend. There is a way you can do this one as the average total, or you can just leave it like this. Whichever way you want to prefer, we just need to change your formulas accordingly. So this is quite so you know how to set a little bit of a complex table here. So we are very clear with the, so what happens when there is a new staff comes in, we just key in the 15 here. See, the formula is automatic. So everything works perfect. So we just need to remove this one to avoid error here, and then you are handing over the file to a new person. So what you should do, click at the entire sheet here, protect sheet. don't put the password yet. We will go back to the passwords later on. Okay, now the file is protected. Nobody can enter anything. Okay, so let's unprotect the file, unprotect the sheet. Now people can change it. So you are giving the file, for example, this file to somebody to update this information. So you can just lock this portion. First, let's see whether it's all protected or not. Protection and hidden. The formulas are hidden this way. So for example, now let's protect the sheet. You see the number looks like dumb, 239, but there is no formulas up here. So you can protect your little bit of intellectual property, what you like to do, but it's just to safeguard the work. It's nothing to do hide from anybody. Okay, let's unprotect the sheet ready. Now we need to unprotect these cells, because these are the cells which the person will be entering data. So format cell, take out the lock, take out the hidden, and then again protect the sheet. So now let's test some data here. Let's try here. It's working. Okay, it's working quite fine now. So you see the maximum is not appearing here. Maybe just now we didn't copy the files, the formula here. Yes. Okay, so now you know what you have learned here is additional things is how to use the if statement so far, and as well as how to use the protection and protection version. Later we will go to the password. It's a little bit of sensitive, so we will pick up in the next sessions. Okay, so now the file looks quite nice, but you want to change the data, all the columns you want to change it to the row, and the row you want to change it to the column. So we just copy here, go to the just next cells available where you want to paste it, just go back here, paste special, transpose. Okay, so and then the columns are a little bit smaller here, so we just okay. Now you see the data exactly what we have it for the 5 months except April. 5 months except April, everything is in, and the data is the same. The formula is the same as well. So this is quite amazing how Excel managed to do it. So this will cover today's session. Maybe what I have missed out. No, I don't think I missed out from the plan. Yeah. So you can keep whichever way you want to keep the file. So just to recap, what we have done so far is the normal sum and an if sum, average, minimum, maximum, which is which does when only data is keyed in. If no data, it doesn't give the garbage of the error in the system. As well as the most important thing is you learn the protection and unprotection of the sheets, so that even we use it on our own, we just to avoid errors in the future. When you have the time, you can set the file. Later on when you are using it, you no need to, if you already turn on the protection, then it's quite safe for you to use it. Okay, so that's all for this class. This lecture is quite getting over, and please help us to pass it to the community, what we are trying to do to the community, as well as please subscribe us, like us, and share with your friends. Thank you very much.